So if we have the value of any column having S star J, star means any value, and then we have the value of J, then we can calculate the value of the next column by using the formula S star J plus 1. So in this way, the observation that the only way to get the intersection means at the value of I and J is either by moving from intersection J minus I minus 1 J, or by moving east from the intersection I J minus 1, and this leads to the following recurrence. If we want to calculate the weight values of Sij, again we have to calculate two values, two possibilities. One is there and second is this one. In the first one, we have to calculate the weight values of I minus 1j and ij, and in the second one we have to calculate the value of Sij minus 1, and again we have to calculate the ways ij minus 1 and ij, and by calculating these two values we will consider that value that has the higher weight value of after summing all of these edges values. So if we consider the value of I and j here as 2 and 3, then if we want to calculate Si minus 1j, because we have to minus the value of I as 2 and we have to minus the value of 1, then it will be calculated as 1, and the original value will be as 1, 3. So again we have to calculate the weight values I minus 1, that is 1, and the original value of j, that is 3. And we have to calculate also I and j, that the original values we have already assigned 2 and 3. So in the grid, if we see the values of 1, 3, so we can see this is 1, 3 point, that is 13, and we have to write the value of 13 as the value of 1, 3, and we have to add the values of edges of 2, 3. So in this case 2, 3 is this value and it comes out to be 2. So if we add the value of 13 and 2, the answer will be 15. So in the second case we have to calculate the same value, but we have to use the formula Sij minus 1. So in this case we have to minus the 1 value from the 3, as we have done in the previously. We have minus 1 value from the I value. So in this case we will minus the 1 from the j value. So I will remain the same, and we will minus 1 from 3 because the value of j is 3 and the value will come out to be 2. So it means that we have the value of 2 and 2. So it will be 2, 2, I 2, and j minus 1 is 2. And we have the original value 2, 3. So we have to calculate the edges of 2, 2. So in this case 2, 2 is this one, 0.17, and 2, 3 is this one. And 2, 3 in this case has the value of 3. So 2, 2 value is 17 and 2, 3 value is 3. And if we total the 17 plus 3, it comes out to be 20. So from these two values we will consider this value. So it means the tourist has to move from 2, 2 position to 2, 3 position in order to have the maximum number of sightseeing places. So we can also see the bold arrow in this direction, and there is no bold arrow here. So the path of the tourist will be from this direction to this direction. So similarly, if we want to calculate the value of 4 and 4, means the value of I is 4 and j is 4, again we have to use these two formulas, and in this case we have to minus the value of 4 and we will get 3. I minus 1 is equal to 3, and we will get the original value of j 4. So I minus 1 j will be 3 4, and we have the original value of I and j, that is 4 and 4. So in this case the position of 3 and 4 is this one, 3 4, and its value is 25. So we have to write the value of 3 4 is 25, and again we have to see the value of 4 and 4, and this is the last point, 4 and 4, and its value is 3. So we will write 3 here, and we will add 3 in 25, and it will become 28. Similarly, we have to use the second formula also. We will use here the original value of I, that is 4, and we will minus the value of j, and we will make it j minus 1, and it will become 3. So we have to find the weights between I, j minus 1, that's come out to be 4 and 3, and we have to calculate between I and j, that has the original value of 4 and 4. So we can calculate also 4 3 position, that is this one, and it has the value of 32, and 4 and 4 position, that is this one, and it has the value of 2, and if we add 32 with 2, it comes out to be 34. So in this case we can easily say that the tourist path must be from 4 3 to 4 4, and it cannot move from 3 4 to 4 4 because it has the lowest number as compared to 34. So if the tourist will follow this path, the score will be less. It means he or she will see the less attractions. And if it will follow this path, so it means it has the more attraction, and the value of SNM will be the maximum, that is 34. So here we can see very easily, after computing all of these values, the obvious path of the tourist should be from here to here and end up starting from source and end up with the sink. So if the tourist will follow this path written in the blue line, then he or she will see the maximum number of buildings and attractions. So we have seen that this grid has only bold arrows, and the light arrows will remove from this grid, and we can easily see that the tourist, if want to see the maximum attraction, can follow these paths. So he can follow only one path, or rather two paths. One is the obvious path, we have already seen this path, or he can also follow this path also. He can go in this direction, then come here, and then again he can reach here. So by using both of these paths, he or she can see the maximum number of buildings. So by using the dynamic programming, we have seen that we do not need to calculate the values again and again. Once we have calculated the value of one of this position, any of the position, we don't need to calculate it again and again. For the next part or next problem, we can reuse the already computed values and we can proceed further. So this type of algorithm, it can save much time and is very effective in solving these types of problems.